Welcome, I'm Kinetic Symphony. This is Dave. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the supernatural. Case file number 1919, written by Goldie304. The game's not over yet, but the outcome's set. This has happened twice in my life now, and I cannot, for the life of me, explain it. I was sitting on my couch watching a Sunday night football game. The game was heading into the fourth quarter, and the home team was up by 14 points. During the commercial break on ESPN, Scott Van Pelt appeared behind his announcer desk and said, "And when we return, we will talk with Rodgers on his winning drive and 17-point comeback." I heard this clearly. I watched him say it. I thought to myself, why would SVP say he's going to interview Rodgers if the game isn't over? Better yet, why is he assuming they're going to win? I quickly texted my friend, who were also watching the game, and asked if they also thought it was weird that SVP announced that the Packers were going to win when the game wasn't over. Their replies were a combination of, "What? And what do you mean?" Fourth quarter comes. The Packers end up scoring 2 touchdowns and kicking a field goal to win. SVP interviewed Rodgers after the game, just like he said during the commercial break. I couldn't revisit this with my friends, given they had no idea what I was talking about initially. I brought it up to my wife later that night. She couldn't wrap her head around what I was trying to explain. It's like I witnessed the moment before it occurred and was told the outcome. This has happened again recently, during an NBA playoff game. This time, it included the final score. It happened so randomly. I compare it to déjà vu, but I'm fully awake. Case file 1919. The game's not over yet, but the outcome's set. Yeah, just robbing the future of its information, the buffered reality, not always buffered to you. Sometimes your subconscious mind reaches out its tendrils into that future that has already happened and is written in stone, at least to the extent that it's already buffered. Don't know how far that goes. Maybe it's our entire reality. Maybe it's buffered 1,000 years into the future. Or maybe it's only buffered a few days. I don't know. I think it is buffered, but to the extent I don't know. Now, if that theory is true, then yeah, the information's already there. If you just have access to it somehow, I don't know how. If our minds are basically jacked in, Matrix style, to this simulation, then there could be pathways that enable it to retrieve information from other circuits that are, we're all interconnected. If that's the case. We're also connected to the central server, which would play host to all that data, if we're in the replay mode right now. So yeah, just reach out, take that information, and voila, now you know. If you have that future information relayed to you by your subconscious, wouldn't that affect the choices you make then? Because the initial replay wasn't with that. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe we start from replay. We can make new choices as we go along, but then that means that the buffered future wouldn't be as reliable. So not everything your future mind pulls from would be valid. Or somehow we make the same choices anyways. Maybe we really don't have free will right now. We just get to experience the replay. But everything else is going along just like dominoes falling on a board. I'm not sure which one it is. Case file number 1920. Written by 420 Mia Wallace. About a month ago, I moved out of my parents' house into a new state on my own. I'm super type A about my clothes, and I'd brought my favorite nude strapless bra with me. I wear it more than any other bra, and wore it about 3 times after moving to my new apartment. During the second week in the new place, I wore the bra to class, and took it off after I got back to the apartment. The next night, I wanted to wear it again and tore the entire place apart when I couldn't find it. This is a small studio apartment, less than 300 square feet. I vividly remember putting it back in my underwear drawer after class the day before. Despite being extremely confused, I convinced myself that I must have thrown it out with the trash somehow. Crazy. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. I went home to visit my parents' house this past weekend and went upstairs to visit my little sister before unpacking my suitcase. Lo and behold, I see a very familiar nude bra in a pile of clothes on her bedroom floor. Now, this was striking because I picked it up and noticed it was my size, and the exact same bra went missing from my apartment. Before you make any assumptions, we are completely different bra sizes. I'm barely a B cup, and she's a larger than D. I'm a 32 band, and she's probably closer to a 36. And she has never stepped foot in my apartment, and hasn't seen me once since I moved out. I truly can't explain this, and almost had an existential crisis when I saw the damn bra sitting on her floor. My jaw just about hit the ground when I asked her where she got it, and she goes, "I borrowed it from you, but it doesn't really fit." Caissons found 1920. From apartment to home. A bra far from home. Why does the ending sound like a horror note? I borrowed your bra, but it didn't fit. Secretly, I'm a witch. Or something to that effect, I don't know. In what version of you did you lend her the bra? Or did she just borrow it one day, come to your apartment without you knowing? That would be a sister-sister violation, if so. But also weird, because why would she even want to borrow your bra when obviously she realizes that it wouldn't fit? I mean, it's not like it's a mystery what's going on there in your chest, right? So the size difference would be clear, and somehow she thought it would fit, or it just appeared to her and she thought she'd try it? I don't know. Beyond DOP because of the sister's reaction. Case file number 1921, written by imrebaMcEntired. Brother's deed, a confession indeed. My social security card was stolen out of my room about 8 years ago. I came home from work one day and I kept it inside a safe in my closet. I noticed my room had been torn apart. The safe was busted open. This was a cheap key Walmart type safe with nothing major. And the first thing I noticed was that my social security card was gone. I was so confused because I lived with roommates at the time. Those roommates were like family to me. Never suspected it was something they would have done. I eventually found out it was one of my roommate's brothers. He was visiting the house for a few days and had a history of trouble. I knew it had to be him. This is the weird part. I confronted the brother of my roommate one night about it. He was shocked and upset when I did. He admitted to me he took it and said he was sorry. I asked him why he did it, and he said he was involved in a scamming ring. Thought I would be an easy target. He then said that he felt so bad about taking my personal information that he panicked and threw it into a sewer drain to get rid of all of it. I was upset that he did this, but I moved past that and years went by. About 2 weeks ago, I was cleaning out my book bag that I use daily. I have 2 of my older wallets inside, with random school IDs and other things. Note, I have thoroughly checked these wallets many times in the past 8 years. So I pulled these wallets out and wanted to check and see what was inside them. I pulled a stack of school IDs out, and behind them was my actual social security card that I thought had been stolen and missing for the past 8 years. I probably wouldn't have thought anything of it if I had just found it one day. But the person who took it from me admitted he did it and apologized, saying he threw it into a sewer drain. So how did it get back here? Caissons found 1921. A brother's deed, a confession indeed. So let's assume that whatever is being said by the roommate's brother is all true. He didn't just make up the story. And maybe your social security card was never stolen and it really was just in that bag somehow hidden away. Could be possible, but seems unlikely. You would know where you put your social security card. If it was in the safe and it was gone, then yeah, obviously it was stolen. Okay. So then it doesn't even matter what the roommate's brother did. If he really did sell it to these scammers or just toss it in a drain. Either way, how the hell did it come back to your bag 8 years later? There's just no way, unless there's some guardian that's looking out for you. But even then, that doesn't really make sense, because why wait 8 years to bring it back? Was your guardian angel just on holiday or something? I don't know. The only other thing I can think of is really not just a guardian angel, it's just our objects are actually bound to us in the code of the universe. Maybe the social security card was actually in the sewer, but de-rendered and then was restored to you later on when it was corrected. But then it was restored without having all the grime and disgust from being in a sewer. And I mean, it would have degraded by then, right? Especially since in the US, the social security cards are paper, basically, or cotton or something. There's no way it would have been destroyed, even if it was plastic. Like in Canada, it's more plastic, but that wouldn't survive 8 years in a sewer, I don't think. It had to have been restored, or had never been thrown in the sewer. I don't know. This one's tripping me out a bit. Now time for the joke of the day. The nurse hands a man his newborn and says, "I'm sorry, but your wife didn't make it." He responds, "Well then give me the one my wife made." God. Man, I mean, it's almost good that he didn't get it, but he's gonna have to get it. Damn. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony, signing off.